really, my belief, my philosophy to life is that you must have courage to live the life that you want to live, and not the life that other people expect you to live. And that sounds really easy, but sometimes it's harder than you think, because as humans, we all care about what other people think. It could be your parents, your siblings, your friends, your neighbors, your coaches, and those voices, seep in and get in your head. And are you going to have the courage and the fortitude to really stand strong and live your life the way that you want to, even if well-meaning people are giving you different advice about what you should do? So here's my journey. So I'll start back in high school, sort of like what my mindset was in high school. That was me at prom, and it looked like I was having a good time, although I was forced to go with my neighbor, so I actually wasn't having that great of a time, but I did smile for the picture. So I grew up in a suburb of Milwaukee. At the time, it was a little bit more rural than it was suburban. And so it was a great place to grow up as a kid because there were lots of fields and farms and you could run around, and really great for making up games and stuff like that. But honestly, by the time I got to high school, I was so bored. So I just remember my last 2 years of high school just feeling so bored, like this must end. And one of my favorite things to do was to watch Miami Vice. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this show before. No one's heard of it. You've heard of it, right? Yeah, it was really good at the time. And so typical cops and robbers in Miami, so it was like really glitzy and fun. You can actually check it out, I guess, on Netflix. But that was my escape. And I'm sitting in my house every Friday night, so bored, and thinking, there are more exciting places to be, and I must be there. So my number one goal after high school was to get out of Dodge. I knew that I was going to go to college, but I did not want it to be in-state. And I had not a clue what I wanted to study, because I had not a clue what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. But I really loved English literature. It was my favorite subject in school. I loved reading, I loved debating and talking about what we've read, and I was really good at writing. So I knew that I wanted that to be my major. But in terms of my advice to my younger self when I was in high school is really to have a healthy disregard for what other people think. And it's because when you're young, and you guys are probably experiencing this, really well-meaning people, whether your parents, your coaches, they're giving you tons of advice of what to do with your life. And you're probably soaking it all in because you're not exactly sure. But I will tell you, even if you don't know what you want to do, you know you better than anyone else knows you. And you also have to think, when people are giving you advice, it's based on their own personal experience. I had a little bit of a different path for myself in mind. My counselor was telling me, you should really apply to school in Wisconsin. I had a healthy disregard for that advice because I didn't want to go to school in Wisconsin. So even if I got in, I didn't want to go. So I stuck to my guns. And if I had listened to, you should really apply to school in Wisconsin, I would not have ended up at the University of Virginia, which was a perfect fit for me. They had a really strong English literature program. It was not in state, and it was in a warmer place. That was also something I was going for. But another piece of advice that people gave me is, when I really had to declare my major, maybe you should choose a more practical major. I mean, English literature, by the way, what are you going to do, be an English teacher? Maybe you should go into business. Again, well-meaning advice. I didn't enjoy business. I liked English. I had no idea what I was going to do, but I thought I can't go wrong if I do something that I enjoy.